Good evening, people. This is your boy, John Mann, aka the Catman, aka I am Manny's son, aka the nappy headed assassin. And this is week 6 of the Catman Picketh. And actually, it's the first Thursday night edition of the Catman Picketh. Um, Little quick background for those checking in for the very first time. Diehard Eagles fan. Don't see things through an Eagles lens. Um, uh, Lover of the NFL, so on and so forth. Last week I had a pretty good week. Um, it picks for those who did check me out. I went 13-3 last week. I had an awesome week. Went 13-3. 3 games I got wrong last week. I had Seattle over the Rams. I was wrong about that. I had the Raiders over the Bears. I was wrong about that. And I had the Chiefs over Buffalo. So those were the 3 games I got wrong last week. I got everything else correct. So 13-3, awesome week, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. My overall record for the year is 52-28. So that's that. This is the very first Thursday night edition for a couple of reasons. One, I'm starting to get things in place in regards to the Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Baby Studios. Here, things starting to come into place. Connections and internet and all that is coming into play. All this stuff is starting to work out. So all these little technical difficulties I've been having over the last couple of weeks are dissipating, or whatever the word is, or whatever the case. But things are starting to look good as far as my studio is concerned. So the connections and all that. So like I stated, I will be able to give a little bit more content, a little more detail content. But this is the first Thursday night edition. Two reasons, because what I previously stated, number one, and number two is because my Philadelphia Eagles are playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers tonight. This tonight's Thursday night game. I will be only talking about this game on the Thursday night edition. Each Thursday night edition, I will be concentrating on the Thursday night game. Sundays, you can catch me approximately around 10:30 Central. That's 11 on the East Coast, 8:30 on the West. Where I'll do my weekly picks for the rest of the games. So tonight I'll be just going into detail with the Thursday night game, which is the Bucks and the Eagles. Kickoff is in 15 minutes. So I will give a brief synopsis of what I feel, what I think, what's going on, and I will give you my pick at the end of my broadcast right before kickoff. With that said, Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is coming in. Philadelphia. Historically, Tom Brady has never lost in Lincoln Financial Field. He is 3-0, and all 3 games were pretty much beatdowns. So, I guess this might be a home away from home for Brady personally. The Bucks coming in as 7-point favorites on the road, which is high. The over and under is 52.5. Last week, the Bucks put the beat down on the Miami Dolphins. They just slaughtered them. Tom Brady threw, I think, about 10 touchdown passes. Actually, it was about 5. But he did have a Madden-like day, and at 40, whatever he is, or whatever the case, he just looks invincible. I think they need to test Tom Brady. It's 2 people I think they need to – actually, it's 2 people in the NFL that I think they need to test for performance-enhancing drugs. Tom Brady and the referees, man. How many times you see like a 65-year-old referee, backpedaling, going stride for stride with Amari Cooper? These referees need to get tested, man. These old people, you know what I'm saying? You never see these referees You never see these referees out the frame going toe for toe and stride for stride. But enough of that. But seriously, the Bucks coming off a big win against a hapless Miami team. Miami jumped off and scored 10 points early. It was pretty much a done deal after that. Um, Last week, the Eagles played the Carolina Panthers. They looked pathetic for about three and a half, about 3.25 quarters. Um, Offense wasn't clicking. It was horrible. The play calling was absolutely dreadful. Couldn't get anything going in the pass game. Couldn't get anything going in the run game. Coach Sirianni for the Eagles, for whatever reason, do not like to have a traditional run game where he actually hands off the ball. He likes to run bubble screens and things like that. Personally, I think it's a disservice to the quarterback, Jalen Hurts. I think his skill set is a little bit more than that. So I don't know why they're trying to hide or whatever the reason they are calling the offense the way they're calling it. Um, Put him in a 5-step drop, make him make traditional throws, let him hand off the ball, give him the ability to roll out, use his legs, because he's a phenomenal athlete and he's getting better as a passer. The turning point of that game, the defense played, besides the fact that the defense played lights out, but the turning point of that game is when he hit Quez Watkins with a 53-yard bomb. The turning point for the Bucks Dolphins game is after the Dolphins scored 10 points. Once the Dolphins put 10 on the board, it is a done deal, man. It's like, it was like watching those old. It's like watching, NCAA football, college football, where like one double A school or FCS school. I'm sorry, I'm dating myself. FCS school comes in against like the number 2 team in the country or a top rated team, and they score early and everything like that, and everybody's panicking like, "Oh my gosh, there's an upset alert! It's upset alert! It's an upset alert! It's an upset alert!" And the better team gets their bearings and blow them out the stadium, and everybody's laughing and hugging after the end of the game and things like that. That's how the Miami Bucks game went. Miami's a little banged up in the secondary, so there might be opportunities to pass the ball against the Buccaneers defense. They got a very stout run game. Run defense. But Levante David is not playing tonight, which is huge for Philadelphia. So there's a couple little things that kind of tilt in Philly's favor. The Bucks are definitely the better overall team. Offensively, they just got too many weapons. Gronk is not playing, but oh man, the wide receivers that they have, Godwin, Evans, and AB. It's ridiculous. And that offensive line that the Buccaneers have is top notch. The Eagles' offensive line is a little beat up, but I think things have stabilized. Andre Dillard is playing left tackle for the Eagles. The Mercurial one, tough start to his career, but over the last few weeks, he's been playing great football on the left tackle side. Jordan Mailata, who's the starting left tackle, is playing out of position on the right tackle side. So he had a rough game last week. He got beat down in a couple plays, gave up a few sacks. You could tell that he wasn't comfortable. He was coming back from injury, knee brace, so on and so forth. But, those are not excuses. If you're on the field, you got to produce and you got to perform. That's what they tell me when I go to work, that if you're here, you got to produce and you got to perform. So no knock on that. Offensive line was a little bit shaky last week. Keys to victory. The key to victories actually is for both teams. The number I'll start off with this is the trench work. The the Bucks defensive line versus the Eagles offensive line. If the Bucks defensive line dominates, like it's projected, this game should be pretty much almost a walk in the park. So the Eagles offensive line has to hold up against that formidable Buccaneers uh, defensive line. The Eagles defensive line, which probably and arguably might be the best defensive line um, in the league. Believe it or not, that's not me speaking biased. Javon Hargrave is easily um, playing as the best defensive tackle in the league, and that's including Aaron Donald. Excuse me, Aaron Donald. Not saying that he's better than Aaron Donald, but right now he's just playing at a higher level than Donald. He's just been phenomenal. Fletch finally showed up in the stat sheet. So the defensive lineman, um, the interior plays tough. So if the interior plays well, um, if the interior plays well for the Eagles defense, and they can get that 4-man pressure on Brady, that will give them a chance to win this game. The Eagles secondary um, is solid. I don't know if they're strong enough to slow down the passing attack with Brady, so that's why it's vitally important that the offensive line gets pressure on Brady. You move Brady off his point and off his pivot, then you definitely have a chance. The running attacks, the Eagles' running attack is non-existent, but they have capable backs with Gainwell and Sanders, and Fournette is a beast, as we all know, with the Bucks. So um, the Bucks don't run the ball as much. They probably run it a little bit more traditionally than the Eagles, and Fournette is definitely a strong enough to um, take that to the next level as far as getting 6-7 yards when they need it, when they need to run the ball. So that's that. Um, the the biggest key to victory for the Eagles to win this game, they actually have to control the ball. They have to uh, limit as many opportunities as they can for the Bucks. Touch the ball, or because if the Bucks go up and down the field, it's a done deal. Because the Eagles don't have the horses to go score for score with the Buccaneers, so they really have to control tempo. For the Buccaneers, for them to win this game, they just have to realize that they're the Buccaneers. They can't get cute. They can't get cocky. They just need to come in, get focused, and impose their will. Impose their will early. If they come in, impose their will early, they should win. They should win by 10 points. If they don't do any of those things and they get caught up, then Philadelphia will have a chance. It is a short week. It is a nationally televised game. There's a lot of people that wants to see Jalen Hurts and see how he produces and he performs in this situation. His last national televised game, he didn't look as great as he could have in a blowout to the Cowboys. He didn't look great. Put up some numbers at the end. Some people call them empty at the end of the game, and but overall, he just didn't look as great as he could have. We don't know if that's play calling or what's the case. Coach Sirianni play calling has been questionable. So with that said, and before I get to the picks, you can follow me, the Catmann, on all social media. You can follow me under John Mann Baby. That's JONMANNBABY. That's John Mann Baby, JONMANNBABY, or on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, um, my YouTube channels, both John Man Baby and Catman Do Sports on those platforms, CATMANNDO Sports. And also on Twitch, you can follow me, John Man Baby, JONMANNBABY on Twitch. But without further ado, we got a couple of minutes before kickoff. And here is my pick. My pick is, and people will say this is probably a homer pick, and maybe it is a homer pick. But it's a short week. It's a short week for Tampa Bay, and they're missing the middle of probably the best player on defense in the middle as far as David is concerned. And I think that the Eagles are probably going to try to exploit that. If they do exploit that game, exploit the Buccaneers defense like I think they can, I believe the score will be 31-27. The Eagles defense is not as bad as people make it out to be. Even though with all those weapons that Brady has, I just believe that the Eagles will be able to move him a little bit to make him a little bit uncomfortable. And I think that the Eagles are going to move around Hurts, make him a little bit more mobile and make him more dynamic on the edges with some throws and get that passing game and the running game open. So there you have it. My Thursday night pick is the homer pick. The Philadelphia Eagles upsetting the Tampa Bay Bucks 31-27. You can come back if you see this in the future and want to talk smack and leave me a message and say how wrong I am, because I am the world's worst football prognosticator. So I'll see y'all people next Sunday. That's coming up Sunday, 10:30 Central. Have a safe, wonderful night of football. And as always, go Birds and fly, Eagles fly.